What is up, guys? This is Fight Squad and we're back again with another video. This is the Diaz Brothers, the story.
My brother's the most important thing to me.
Has rolled in, tell me the emotions, obviously seeing your brother yesterday when he rolled into New York.
Yeah, it's always better when he's here.
Nick and Nate are two of MMA's most controversial yet captivating figures. The Diaz Brothers' one enduring notion over the years has been their habit of making news, mostly for the wrong reasons. They are respected by many and despised by many. Today we are taking a look at the story of the Diaz Brothers, the highs and the lows.
I train all day, smoke weed all day, and that's all I do.
And before we begin, if you would like to see more MMA videos, please consider subscribing because it encourages massively to create more awesome videos like these. Now, without further ado, let's get straight into the video. The combined story, origin and personality. The Diaz brothers grew up with a younger sister named Nina in a small one-story house in Lodi, California, just north of Stockton. Their parental family roots extend a little beyond the land of the free to Mexico, even though they are genuine US citizens. From his mother's side, they also have German origins. The siblings sooner found out that they were marginally better off than the poorest of the poor. It was easy for them to realize that other people had nice things, nice homes, and never had to worry about their next meal. Nate and Nick Diaz, who grew up on some of America's toughest streets, had a different outlook on life than the average person. The brothers from Stockton have spent their entire lives honing their skills as brawlers and mastering the sport of mixed martial arts. Their dedication to the sport and their enjoyment of brutalizing opponents in the ring is likely what has kept them for so long, and it is one of the reasons why they have such a large fan base in the MMA community. The Diaz brothers' approach to fighting is close to their approach to life. As Donald Cowboy Cerrone once said, every time the two brothers joined the octagon, they made sure to give it their all and not give a damn about what other people think. They have accomplished a lot over the years, but most importantly, they have built two very distinct, storied careers. From the streets of Stockton to the ring in Japan to the octagon in Las Vegas. Regardless of their many outside the cage scandals, Nick and Nate remain the two of the most unique warriors of all time. Both brothers are assertive, goal-oriented, friendly, understanding, and willing to share information about their personal lives. Outside of fighting, they are involved in a lot of things, but just a few of them are more important to them than combat. Some common hobbies of the boys include smoking, keeping up with American football, swimming, playing basketball, and spending good time with family and friends. Both Nick and Nate Diaz, nicknamed Stockton's finest, enjoy fighting, whether inside or outside of the UFC octagon. They are among the few people in the sport of MMA capable of receiving such publicity, whether it's a fight for inside a cage or a brawl outside of it. The Diaz brothers are extremely gifted fighters who remain dedicated to their craft. Nick, the older brother and one of the more mature of the two, has offered us some of the most exciting fights in the UFC history, whether it was against Anderson Silva, Paul Daly, or Robbie Lawler. The elder brother, Nicholas Robert Diaz, born August 2nd, 1983, is an American mixed martial artist. Diaz has competed in the UFC, Pride, Strikeforce, Elite X, World Extreme Cage Fighting, or WEC Dream, and Shooto since his debut in 2001. He has held welterweight titles in Strikeforce, the WEC, and the IFC. Nick's fighting style was generally characterized by three characteristics: wit, edginess, and most notably, fury. Hardcore fight fans adore the elder Diaz brothers' carefree attitude, particularly when Nick chooses to openly taunt his opponent inside the octagon during a fight. Take for example, how he treated Anderson Silva, the greatest UFC middle championweight of all time, during their main event clash at UFC 183. However, their unquenchable urge to fight has most likely been a big factor in their misinterpretation of the fighting culture. But neither Nick nor Nate cares what anyone thinks of them. One of Nick Diaz's most famous callouts is, "Don't be scared, homie." Nick, the older brother, was the first one of the two brothers to join the MMA league, defeating Mike Quick via triangle choke in his debut in 2001. Diaz, a graduate of the Cesar Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Academy, went 4-0 in his pro career before losing to Jeremy Jackson in his first fight. The same loss would later prove to be pivotal in his UFC career. Before that, Diaz had recovered from his only loss by defeating Jackson in a rematch, a victory that earned him a contract with the UFC. And in his promotional debut, he knocked out Jackson for the second time, giving him a boost in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Nick competed in the Land of the Rising Sun shortly before his younger brother Nate's official UFC debut, except for TUF5. He stepped up to challenge Pride lightweight champion Takanori Gomi in a catchweight bout at Pride 33. In the first round, Gomi had the upper hand, but as the saying goes, never roll out the Diaz Brothers until the battle is over. In the second, Nick made a comeback and shocked Gomi and Pride fans by submitting the latter via the gogoplata choke, one of the game's rarest submission moves. If anyone had any lingering questions, Nick Diaz had just proven them all wrong and solidified his status as a household name in the world of mixed martial arts. Meanwhile, the younger brother Nate was just starting in MMA and got a chance to compete on The Ultimate Fighter Season 5. The younger brother, Nathan Donald Diaz, born April 16, 1985, is an American professional mixed martial artist who is currently signed with the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Nathan participated in World Extreme Cage Fighting, Strikeforce, and Pancrase before joining the UFC. Since winning the Ultimate Fighter 5, he has been a part of the UFC. With 15 total UFC bonus awards, he is tied for the second place with Joe Lauzen. Before UFC 229's buy rate smashed it, Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor held the record for the highest UFC pay-per-view buy rate for their fight at UFC 202. Despite his older brother Nick's best efforts, Nate Diaz chose not to follow in his footsteps into the combat game. Nate Diaz debuted in The Ultimate Fighter Season 5 in 2007, and MMA fans immediately recognized that this Nate Diaz guy was a character based on his antics, while living with his fellow fighters under the same roof. Diaz not only competed in TUF5, but he also won the competition, and he did so in a classic Nate Diaz fashion. And there he was, Nate Diaz, entering the UFC. Nate Diaz burst into the UFC's lightweight division and took the promotion by storm while his brother Nick was busy building his legacy. Joe Rogan was possibly telling the truth when he said Nate Diaz was a big star who the UFC didn't know. Within the cage, Nate was a beast. But did he have the same cult following as his brother Nick? Maybe not, but everything changed in a blink of an eye on December 20, 2015. Nate Diaz put on a clinical display against Michael Johnson, a lightweight, in his comeback fight inside the octagon. And in a post-fight interview, Nate made the most legendary call-out of all time, accusing UFC's biggest superstar Conor McGregor of stealing everything he had worked for. Nate Diaz stepped into the face of Conor McGregor in the main event of UFC 196 after Rafael Dos Anjos pulled out. The stage was set, and the UFC had banked on Diaz's call-out to bring together one of the most anticipated fights of all time, and that too on 11 days' notice. Current engagements of the Diaz brothers. Both Diaz brothers are pro-cannabis activists, with California Finance producing a licensed line of marijuana pre-rolls. They own and operate Nick Diaz Academy, a Brazilian jiu-jitsu school in Stockton, California, as well as Game Up Nutrition, a CBD business. They are also longtime vegans, although they require a lot of protein for combat. Nate is scheduled to fight Leon Edwards at UFC 262 on May 15, 2021. The fight is expected to be a co-headliner for the event, and this is the first time a non-main event, a non-title fight, would go for 5 rounds. Nick, in contrast, is busy operating the academy. Diaz starred in the feature-length documentary Fight Live in 2013, directed by independent filmmaker James Z. Pham, and recipient of the Best Documentary Award at the United Film Festival. The film chronicles the lives of the mixed martial artists outside the ring. Though the brothers are notorious for multiple controversies, they have always been the top of their game. Their career is also an inspiration for some who are starting from scratch as they had. Their unique personality and unremarkable dedication should be the key takeaway from their achievements. That's the end of today's video. Thank you for watching till the end, and if you haven't, please subscribe, like, share, and comment on this video. See you in the next one.